What's good, YouTube? This is Rage Real. So in today's video, I want to show you guys how to shut down one of the most annoying formations inside of Madden 22. So if you enjoyed this video, go and drop a like on the video right now. Go in and sub and turn those post notifications on. So first and foremost, I do want to say I do apologize for those of you guys that do main this formation right here. Now, one thing I will say is if you main this formation, then there's still a lot of things you can do to kind of manipulate this defense in a way, but you have to really be really smart at Madden to be able to manipulate this defense, because this setup that I'm about to give you guys is gonna legit take away every single popular thing that you can do outside of, well, inside of this playbook. So do hope you guys do enjoy this video. Now, first and foremost, I just want to talk about A-slot for a second. Now, most people actually put their fastest receivers right here. Normally, they'll place their fastest receiver on the outside, and they'll place their second fastest right here, of course. Now, why is this formation good? So, the reason this formation is good, if you guys don't know, is that PA post shot can bomb just about every single coverage. I actually did a video on this particular play. And also, the reason this playbook is good, because you have great run plays such as buck sweep. You also have a read option. You have PA bubble, which is really nice. You also have power O, and you also have, of course, inside zone. Now, also, the other reason it's nice, this play is nice, is because this formation is nice because of this post play, which everybody knows this play is pretty overrated. So first and foremost, I'm talking about the run, because before you have to always stop the run before you can worry about the pass defense. So we're going to talk about the run, then we're going to come back and talk about the pass defense. So as far as run plays goes, I'm going to show you guys versus power O, buck sweep, inside zone, and the play that we're going to come out in is going to be PA bubble, and that should actually cover all of our run plays. And then I'm going to come back and actually show you the passing plays. Now, for the defense, I actually like having my zone drops on, and also I do like having my auto flip on as well. So you want to make sure you have auto flip on, because we want that slot cornerback to line up on the two receiver side every single time. Now, as far as zone drops, I like 15, I like 0 for my purples, and I like my hooks at 10. Now, you can play around with on default or 5 yards, just depending, but normally me, I like keeping my on 10, just in case they want to run into that, like, you know, level sell play. Then if I need to put a zone right there, I will. But we really won't be using hook curls with this. Well, we won't be using hook zones with this particular setup I'm about to give you, so this doesn't really matter. But just if you want to use variations, I like them on 10 yards. So this is exactly how I like to do it. Now, the actual play we're talking about is going to be inside of 3-3-5 wide. Now, you don't necessarily need to be in 3-3-5 wide for the run shoots that I'm about to show you, yes, but the cover shell that I'm about to give you, you can do this cover shell out of any defense. I'm just using 3-3-5 wide because it is an extremely popular defense, and you probably already run it yourself. Now, as far as personnel, now also one thing I do want to say is that if you want to go from 3-3-5 normal to 3-3-5 wide, I kind of don't recommend it, just because of the adjustment the adjustments I'm about to give you are pretty advanced, so it's gonna take a while. So if you are 3-3-5 to 3-3-5 wide type of player, I advise you, just trust me, just come out in 3-3-5 wide, because it's gonna save you a lot of time, and also it doesn't really make, with this particular setup, the safeties at linebacker isn't really going to do you much good with this setup versus this particular formation, because it's a heavy tight end personnel formation. So anyways, just come out in 3-3-5 wide normal. Now, what I like doing all of my adjustments out of is actually this cover 4 drop show too, and the reason why is because our safeties are already at the top. So when you break the huddle, this is what you'll see. Now, what you want to do is press. You want to slide your defensive line away from the running back. So you want to slide to the left. Now, next thing you want to do is crash your line to the left. So you want to crash the same side that you slide to. So you want to slide your line left. Now I want to crash my line to the left, or slant left. They're both the same thing. So you see where it says slant left? You can slant left right here. Now, you want to take your user and stand right here, and I like to blitz my user. Now, this is as far as setting up everything to play great run defense. Now, pass adjustments that I make is double tap triangle, select the X. You want to man up square out there. Now, next thing you want to do is take that safety L1, and you want to throw him in the inside third. And I like to shade down to get my flats, because remember, our flats are playing at 15 yards. Now, next thing I like to do is actually shade back up for over the top, and then I like to put square my outside linebacker in a purple. Then I like to put my X linebacker out here in the purple. Now, normally you'll have more than enough time to do this. Now, last adjustment. Now, this is optional, but I highly recommend it. I'll explain in the passing concept why this is optional. And it's going to be take a circle and actually manning up the X. This is my preferred way of playing it right here. But like I said, that man up is completely optional. But I want to show you guys why I like this versus the run. So right here, like I told you guys, you can see we have the PA bubble, and you want to stand literally between these two players right here. You don't want to be too far over here, and you don't want to be way too far outside over here. You want to be, I like lining up right between them if I can. and what you're going to have happen is that this gap right here, you're going to be able to shoot. That gap is pretty much always going to be open. They're never going to be able to get to you. And I like to slide maybe just a tad bit over, and what you're going to realize is that boom, we're going to be able to come down, and obviously if my user doesn't whiff, we're going to be able to gap shoot that perfectly every single time. There's nothing they can do about that. Now I'll do that setup kind of fast for you guys. So we're going to slide over here, we're going to reach our user, and now if you get quick with your adjustments, it's going to be easy from that point. You can tell right here, boom, I'm set up, and like I said, if I have a couple more seconds, I'll just go ahead and man that guy up. But when I get to passive adjustments, I'll tell you about, you know, if you're slowing your adjustments, realistically what that'll look like versus coverage and everything. Because as long as you slide your line and move your user, you're going to be able to stop the run every single time. But anyways, I'll show you guys here again with the run so you don't think it's some fluke. So again, you want to stand right here. You can tell I'm already getting ID'd. So let me make sure you see right here. I put it on myself. And like I said, this gap is pretty much always going to be open. Now, are they going to let you make the tackle? I don't know. But all I can do is tell you that you'll get there free with your user. Now moving on, so I'm gonna go ahead and set up this real quick, and right here, boom. So shade down, shade up, purples, boom, and like I said, you can do this, and then it's optional to man up that tight end. Now, like I said, you're gonna really need to be fast with your adjustments, but when I talk about pass defense, I'll talk about what you know, how to look versus everything. But next run play I want to talk about is Power O. So with Power O, you might not believe it, but you can actually blow up this in the backfield. Well, I can say blow it up, but you have a really good chance to. So let me ID myself and watch the path that I take. So you want to kind of take that path right there. Now I think right there, I think I took it a little too, I think I went too narrow, like inside, but there's actually going to be a gap that opens up that you can actually come back and shoot. So let's kind of put this into perspective. Now right here, you can tell I tried to go inside, and normally it doesn't line up like this normally, but if it does, okay, which I'm gonna run this again because it's not going to be like that every single time. But one thing you have to understand is that sometimes Madden does weird things, and this is one of those weird things where, you know, you see the guard actually comes back, turns around. Him right here, normally they really don't do that ever, but I am in automatic practice mode. But anyways, some things like that happen, you know. You can't just shoot every single run. So just kind of bring this to you again. So come here, press, man up that guy, and you see right here, boom, we're set up, right? So let's go back to Power O. Here we go right here. And like I said, sometimes it all depends on where you stand. So if Power O, you notice you get blocked, then try to hurry up, just kind of stand a little bit more outside, because you want to make it as hard as possible for a lineman to come get you. So let me ID myself right here, snap the ball, and that's actually take a better angle. And you can tell right there, like, it's not blowing it up in the back. It all depends on what angle you take and what you want to do. So this time I actually went over the top instead of trying to, you know, shove my way inside like I did. So let me go and show you that again. So last time, if you remember, I actually went through this gap right here. Right here I went through that gap, but this time I went over the top to show you what happens if you bring a user over the top. And normally, like I said, then you're normally going to be able to get a shed like that and make a tackle. So normally they're only going to gain about 3-4 yards, and that's if they even run this run play, right? So another popular run play that you're going to see is going to be inside zone, of course. Now inside zone, you will be able to blow this up pretty much every single time. This is why I like this setup, because most people are only going to run inside zone. They're not really going to look to run those other run plays unless they main that formation. That's one thing that I will say. And then this is just giving you defense for it just in case. So let me ID myself. And then what you're going to be able to notice here is that we're going to be able to just shoot literally just straight through this gap. Now, normally you don't get blocked at all. But in the case that you do, we're always going to have somebody free. Always going to be somebody free. So let me just kind of show you that again. So I think I was too far inside, but regardless, you can tell we shoot that gap right here. And worst case scenario, our cornerback is going to be able to make the play. Now, this is why I like manning up the tight end, because watch what happens right here. So you see how he's manned up? He's going to have to follow him. Why? Because that's his man. So what basically happened is we plugged our cornerback literally straight into the gap. Now, hopefully your cornerback doesn't dumb out like this, but we plug him straight in the gap. And then also, since he's in man coverage, it's going to allow him to play the run a little bit better. So that's why he's shuffling towards the line of scrimmage and not backpedaling. So we're going to get that extra man in there for run defense. So that's why I said manning up these players is really crucial in this man zone concept, because it's going to allow us to actually gap shoot a little better, or it's going to allow one of our manned up players to actually make a play. So next thing I want to talk about is buck sweep, because I actually didn't go over buck sweep. And then after that, we'll talk about the passing plays and the concepts and everything like that. And I'll talk to you about, like, if you're slow on your adjustments, what it'll look like, you know, because I know you guys are going to comment and say, real man, there's no way you can do all these adjustments in game before they snap the ball. And I promise you, you'll be able to, but, you know, I'll get into that in a second, which I keep saying. But anyways, let me go ahead and ID myself. And then let me just kind of show you. You see right here how we can go right here. And if they wanted to run this little buck sweep, they won't be able to, because with this particular one, the center is actually going to go block the safety no matter what in this style. Like if you line up in this particular look, they're going to go block the safety. Why? Because there's nobody over him. Even though they told him to ID you, he's going to go get that safety. You see how this center goes to get the safety. So what's going to happen is that if we cut right up under the center, who's left to block us? Absolutely nobody. Well, the guard comes, but then who's going to block him? You see? So he's responsible for this safety, that guard is responsible for him. So essentially we're going to have two people free. So the guard has to block either me or the CPU. They chose me, and that means that the CPU is going to be able to make the tackle. So that's why I said that, you know, like I really love this defense, just because it's going to do a great job of stopping the run. So what they're going to do next, they're going to say, okay, I can't run the ball. I've tried to run all these plays, can't really run them. So what am I going to do now? Let's actually try throwing the ball. So let's come back to cover 4 drop show 2, or cover 4 show 2, excuse me. Let's go to a slot. Now let's actually plug in, instead of power O, let's put post, let's put level cell, and we got PA post shot. Cool. So actually I'm just gonna come out and post, because that's what you'll see most of the time. Now for this setup, same thing. Now press, slide our line. We're gonna slam right here. Now I want to go over worst case scenario. Worst case scenario is that let's say you're one of those people who individually tap, so you might do something like this and then shade down, shade up. Now let's say worst case scenario, right, that this is all you're able to get through with your adjustments. Let me kind of show you what's going to happen. So you see post right here, because most people will just quick snap this. So realistically, if you're slow on your adjustments, I promise you will have enough time to do this setup right here. And I just want to show you worst case, like what will be open. So what you can tell will be open basically is going to be triangle your flats if they happen to run post. So now eventually I'll show you actually what it looks like if this route was to continue running, because I know you might be wondering, well, that's Tyreek Hill. And the reason I chose the Chiefs is just so I can show you with Tyreek Hill, to show you that yes, it can actually stop it. The cross man up will. It's really this cross man in this third that does a great job, honestly, a great job. So one thing I did forget to tell you, even though we're already 12 minutes in the video, is that you want to make sure your fastest player is here. If you have a team with slow DBs, put your fastest DB here. If you have a corner like Jeer, I would probably put Jeer right here. You just want to make sure somebody fast is right here, because we're going to cross man him to, you know, Tyreek Hill, to their fastest receiver basically. So you want to make sure you have somebody fast. Don't put somebody slow right there, or you're going to get bombed, honestly. Now this is worst case scenario defense. If we can't get this guy to go out there in a purple, or maybe if you wanted to put him in a spy or something like that. If you did a spy, then you would just have to use this out here, of course. But the reason I wanted to show you this too is that this throw right here is actually really hard to make. I know it looks open, like you could pass lead it up, but normally playing at 15, they're going to do a great job, and normally you will be able to click on that. I don't think I have to show you that. That's pretty clear, and no user is actually going to throw that, by the way, because that's pretty much covered. Now they will throw this, of course, and if they throw that, then that just means put your purple out there next time. And also 15 yards means I like it too, is that we actually are able to cover this. And the reason I said that this is optional, because look how he covers this tight end route. Normally he's going to do a pretty okay job of covering it, because that is a quarter out there, and that's what they're responsible for. So I wanted to take a little bit longer to actually break down that play. And like I said, that's a worst case scenario setup. So now let's actually talk about actually, you know what, real quick, I'm actually going to set it up, and I'm actually going to spy everybody so I can actually show you guys that Tyreek Hill definitely does not get open. And I'm going to leave circle on his zone out there just so you can get used to seeing that. So I'm going to spy everybody but one player on defense, so I can kind of show you why I like this setup versus this particular play. So go and snap the ball. And like I said, circle, it's not really open at all, but look at how they play that. So the reason, like I said, I like cross-manning with that third combo is because he actually carries it to the man coverage. So it almost plays like, it looks like a match, but it's not. And your opponent might be thinking it's match, but the whole time it's man coverage. Now moving on real quick, so let's actually go to another popular play, which is levels YSL, because people will still run this play stock. I mean, it's still a pretty good stock play, but this is why I like having my purples, which are 0 yards, is for this particular play. So to set up real quick, like I said, it's simple once you do it. So the first thing I do is, like I said, I take X, man him up the square. I double tap triangle, select the L1, put them in a third. I shade down and I shade up to get those cloud flats, and then I double tap the right directional, select square, put him in a purple, and I take my outside linebacker, put him in a purple. That's exactly it. Now, if they have like a Patrick Mahomes, you can quarterback contain. That's what I do suggest. Just make sure that you aren't in it. So I would probably stand somewhere about right here. Just to make sure I'm not in it. And normally you should still be able to blow up the run too if you're right here. So this is still something else, which I'll show you right now actually too, while I'm thinking about it. Do I have a run play in here? Okay, buck sweep. I don't know buck sweep, but we'll just test it out right here and see. So like I said, you know, you can still come over here and, you know, pretty much stopping the backfield. I just wanted to make sure I did go over that, just because I didn't mention that. But anyways, moving forward, going press. I'll go ahead and set it up back for you. And like I said, I suggest going to practice mode because it actually will be a whole lot faster for you. Once you learn the button combos, like hit this, hit this, hit this, hit this, you'll become so much of a better Madden player. Now, I like the quarterback contain if it's somebody, like I said, Patrick Mahomes style, you know, who wants to roll out the pocket. Or one thing I'll do is slant my line up, and then I'll actually just take whoever my end is. I'll put somebody fast here. Sometimes you can't put linebackers here. I believe you can. So if you can, just put a linebacker here and then put him in a spy. Or if you want to do it the other way, put a spy here, and then we'll put a linebacker here, put your best pass rusher here, like in these two positions. So those are just alternate things you can do if they're, you know, want to take off in the pocket. And also, you're more than welcome to blitz too, you know. So if you know they're sending everybody out, just go ahead and blitz 5, you know, which I'm not going to show you, but that's just something that you can do. So you don't have to just sit in this coverage shell. So if I wanted to blitz 5, I would just do this right here, and I actually would just quarterback contain. And then what I would do here is probably just slant my line to the right, and then hopefully I'll probably be able to grab somebody on the line. That time I didn't, but that's fine because you're really just banking on the pass rush at that point. So don't be afraid to blitz 5. I alternate between blitzing 3 and 5 just to kind of mess with them a little bit. So let me kind of set up for you guys again here. All right, so we're good. So I kind of went over everything on that, and like I said, you could definitely spy somebody if you wanted to play a max coverage style where we just rush 2 good pass rushers. But for now, I'm gonna leave 3 just so I can kind of, you know, get through this video because we're almost done, man. We're almost done. Now let's go back to levels wide sell. Here we go. And like I said, you want to stand normally about right here. So snap the ball right here. So you don't want to fall down with your user. But I'll talk about your user responsibility in a second. But make sure you try not to fall down because you will give up a big dot if you do fall down. But level sell with this setup, it pretty much covers itself. Just because basically we have a purple that's at 0, so normally this is going to be picked off. Now, since we have this cornerback in a quarter, this is a tough throw. But if they're making this throw consistently, just man it up. This is one of the variations where I said man it up. If they want to show me they'll throw this corner out, I'll just, you know, I'll man it up at that point. But basically your user, if you're not falling down like I did, you basically want to come right here in this gap. So you want a user here, because what's going to happen is we have this manned up right here, and a lot of times your opponent's not going to throw this out the break. Why? Because look what they're going to see. So they're going to see a safety flash down, right? So they're not going to want to throw that right off the rip, you see. So normally you'll have enough time to actually come here, lurk this for half a second, and then actually climb back up here and pick the ball off somewhere up in here, which I'll show you that really quick too about my user pattern, so you don't have to see, you know, me falling down. But let's go ahead and set it up again. And like I said, I highly recommend you going practice mode. Kind of practice set up a little bit. Once you get it down packed, it's really easy. It's really nice, to be honest with you. It's not gonna, your opponent's not gonna want to run this particular play. So like I said, you can see it. You can come here, you know, then you can kind of lurk up and just kind of, you know, lurk on circle. That's how exactly I like to use it. It's gonna just muddy up the read because a lot of times they're gonna be looking between the flat and tight end combo most of the time, anyways. But last play I want to go over in today's video is going to be the famous play that I was telling you guys about, which is going to be this PA play. Now, I'm going to spy everybody but one player because I just want to talk about user responsibilities and everything like that. And also, if you guys don't know, please go check out my video on this play because this play is really broken, by the way, and it's literally the best way I can think of manning it up. Well, the best way I can think of guarding it is cross manning and shading over the top. That shading over the top is really crucial to that man coverage. But let's go ahead and snap the ball so I can show you. So basically what's going to happen is that we're going to have everything pretty much bagged, and you kind of see how like they play that. That's the only kind of combo that I know that will play it exactly like that. That third will carry it to that man coverage, and that man coverage actually does a great job, and I think he caught that. Wow, that's crazy. But I want to talk about kind of like why, you know, this play is really good. So this is the most popular setup you'll see online, where they just take that guy out there and put him on a slant. In that slant, and they'll take this guy and put him on a flare, which that's going to create this little gap in most zone coverages. But in this particular zone coverage, this is a hard throw to make, honestly. Like, this is a really tough throw. And also think about the user pattern. So your user will be following this slant. Yeah, basically you'll either follow that slant, or if you want to, you can actually follow this route right here. Because if somebody wants to be really annoying, what they'll do is just throw this ball right here. And like I said, the good thing about this play, or this setup, is that if you want, you can do the other variation. So if they're showing you they want to throw that tight end route a lot, what I suggest you do, or if they throw it once, I would say not a lot. If they throw it once and they try to hurry up offense, then guess what I'll do? So at that point, I will take circle and man them up to tight end right here. Now I'm gonna go ahead and spy everybody but one player. Just so, actually, you know what? I'm actually gonna man myself up the circle. So let me grab my controller, man myself up the circle. Now why am I manning myself up the circle? Just to show you as me user in that slant, basically. So that's why I'm doing that. So let me put this guy on a flare. Here we go right here. Now let's go ahead and watch this defense work. So like I said, we're on that slant. Picture that slant not being open, right? So we're gonna try to throw that, and that's normally where you try to throw it. And you can tell right there we're completing that, but that you can't ask for better coverage. Now normally you'll be able to click on and pick that. You literally cannot ask to cover something better than that. But we'll take a look at this replay, and that'll be the video, honestly. So don't mind this slant being wide open, because this will be where your user is. This is your user guarding this. Now, like I said, if they are wanting to throw this route to the tight end, this is when I go man it up. Why? Because now normally you get some type of pass breakup, you get some type of animation or something if you have a good corner. Now if they have a Travis Kelce, good luck. You know, if you're playing regs or if you're playing mutt and they just have some top tier tight end, you know, kind of good luck on that. I would just suggest putting like an acrobat or just, you know, one step ahead or something like that, and you're good. But this 15-yard is going to sit right in the perfect window that we need it to sit in. And this route right here is going to be guarded, of course, by our 0. And then this slant is going to be guarded by us. This 0 is right here. Now watch how they combo this. So this quarter is going to pass this off to the middle third, and the middle third is going to, and then the man coverage is going to just, you know, be underneath. And actually when you combo this, the middle third actually plays a little bit more correct how they're supposed to. But anyways, that's gonna wrap it up for this video. Do let me know how you enjoyed this video, and also if you're on next gen, let me know how you enjoyed this setup, if it works, if it doesn't, you know, because I am on current gen, just to let you guys know. But anyways, I do hope you guys have a blessed day. I'm Rage Real, and I'm out.